Good afternoon. Thank you very much for everybody waiting this afternoon. It's indeed an honor and privilege to have everybody up here this afternoon. Mr. President, Mr. Prime Minister, we meet in this historic place to make a historic moment. And I believe that is true. This is a new era in partnership between Japan, the Republic of Korea, and the United States. But before we dive into the progress we made today, I want to express my appreciation for the contribution that your countries have made toward the relief effort following the devastating wildfires in Hawaii. I want to thank you both on behalf of the American people. I also want to take note that my team is closely monitoring Hurricane Hilary, which is and has the potential to bring significant rain and flooding to Southern California. FEMA has prepositioned personnel and supplies in the region, and they are ready to respond as needed. I urge everyone in the path of this storm to take precautions and listen to the guidance from state and local officials. And you've heard me say this before. The Republic of Korea and Japan are capable and indispensable allies. Now to the purpose of why we are here. America's commitment to both countries is ironclad, and my personal commitment to bringing these three nations together was real from the very beginning, almost 3 years ago. Since last summer, we've met on the margins of the NATO summit in Spain, the ASEAN summit in Cambodia, and the G7 summit in Japan. And today, we've made history with the first ever standalone summit between the leaders of our three countries, as well as our commitment to meet together on the leader level annually and to have our relative cabinet member people meet on a relative basis. For from this point on, not just this year, not next year, forever that is. This will be an ongoing event. That's the intention. And so I want to recognize the important work that both you have done and the political courage, and I mean this sincerely, the political courage you both demonstrated to resolve difficult issues that would have stood in the way for a long time for a close relationship between Japan, Korea, with the United States. Your leadership with the full support of the United States has brought us here because each of us understands that our world stands at an inflection point, a point where we're called to lead in our world. It is a point that can never be, that we never can go back on. We have important work that both of us have, all three of our countries have to do. And this is a great way to lay the groundwork for that. And today, I'm proud to say our nations are answering that call. First, we're elevating our trilateral defense collaboration to deliver in the Indo-Pacific region. That includes launching annual multi-domain military exercises, bringing our trilateral exercises, our defense cooperation to unprecedented levels. We're doubling down on information sharing, including on DPRKs, missile launchers, and cyber activities. Strengthening our ballistic missile defense cooperation. And critically, we've all committed to swiftly consult each other in response to threats to any of our nations from whatever source it occurs. That means, we'll have a hotline to share information, to coordinate our responses whenever there is a crisis in the region or affecting any of our nations. And today, this morning, we reaffirmed our shared commitment to maintaining peace and stability in the Taiwan Strait and addressing economic concerns. We're going to continue to counter threats from the DPRK, including cryptocurrency, money laundering, and to the tunes of billions of dollars, potential arms transfer in support of Russia's brutal war against Ukraine. And together, we're going to stand up for international law, freedom of navigation, and the peaceful resolution of disputes in the South China Sea. Second, we're expanding our economic cooperation to build an Indo-Pacific, and that is a peaceful, prosperous area. Today, we've committed to launch a new, what we call a supply chain early warning system, which will alert our nations to disruptions of certain products and materials, like critical minerals or batteries, so that we can get ahead of the issues as they appear with the experience that we have experienced during the pandemic. And we're building on the G7's lead partnership for global infrastructure and investment. We're deepening our cooperation between our development finance institutions to mobilize more financing for a quality infrastructure and secure communications technology to help low-income, middle-income countries throughout the region take on the challenges that matter most to our people. And finally, our partnership is building a better future for our people. That's why we're deepening our cooperation on both global health and launching a trilateral expert exchange in support of the U.S. Cancer Moonshot Initiative. And we've heard a lot about that discussion over the past few years. We're going to continue working with that initiative. And I believe change cancer as we know it. And we know that that's something that kills so many people on our planet on a yearly basis. We're revolutionizing the way we do cancer research. And together, the three of us, I'm confident we can harness our shared spirit of innovation and end cancer as we know it. We're launching a new collaboration between our national laboratories and advance our science, knowledge, and technology capacities together. As we do, we'll work in lockstep to set standards for safe, secure, and trustworthy emerging technology, including artificial intelligence, which a lot of work has to be done on. And let me close with this. Mr. President, Mr. Prime Minister, this is the first summit I've held at Camp David, and I can think of no more fitting location to begin the next era, our next era of cooperation, a place that has long symbolized the power of new beginnings and new possibilities. In the months and years ahead, we're going to continue to seize those possibilities together, unwavering in our unity and unmatched in our resolve. This is not about a day, a week, or a month. This is about decades and decades of relationships we're building. Mr. Prime Minister, Mr. President, I want to thank you for your leadership and say again, for your courage you brought us together here today. And I'm looking forward to working with you as we move forward in this united partnership in the Pacific. Thank you all very much. Thank you.